When I was a kid, I used to love Christmas because of one main reason, and that was because I used to believe in Santa Claus, but I figured that out myself that he didn't exist. And the reason I found that out was because I found that out through the Tooth Fairy. Apparently because that didn't exist, and I was thinking, oh, he can't exist either because magic doesn't really exist. So that's what made me believe that. So that's when I stopped and then tried to get my sister to stop believing it. And, well, it was a bit tricky until she eventually stopped believing in it. Um, Now, the other thing was, that made me stop was I got sick of seeing Christmas decorations around the house too early and whatever. It got on my nerves, especially the lights that flicker like that. However, uh, they were pain for me because eventually, as I developed epilepsy, I became more aware um, of lights, and nobody would listen to me about being triggered by these lights in a way. Like, it makes me want to wear glasses around them. Um, so apparently, I told my nana the other day not to put any other Christmas stuff up except the Christmas tree, and she said yeah, but she lied to me. And well, she puts everything else up. And then she probably put the lights up next. I hate the lights. The most because that's the worst of them all. Now the other thing is, they leave glitter. Some of them. So when glitter is in the house, I freak out. A lot. I look at it, however, and I'm like, I mean, I had to hide them yesterday, the decorations, except for that one Christmas tree, because I thought only one's good enough. Everything else, no, goes in the cupboard. So apparently I put it there, apparently out of sight, because I knew it was too early. Um, it was a pain in the butt, because I was thinking to myself, why? The main other reason is, the reason for that is, I'm not religion. Christmas is more of a religious holiday for Christians, mainly like ones that believe in God, sort of thing, and I don't believe in it. I'm more of the supernatural. Like I believe more in ghosts. Kind of like what would be in the afterlife. Um, After you pass away and such. Now, the other thing is, I don't believe in heaven or hell, because I know those don't exist, because demons don't exist, because I know if Santa doesn't exist and the Tooth Fairy doesn't exist, these definitely don't exist. Um, Now, apparently everyone calling Jesus a god, no, he's not. He's not a god. He was just a hero, back in Egypt, that just, uh, helped everybody, and everyone saw him as a hero, and then started calling him a god, and he wasn't apparently. Um, Now the way the story goes, apparently I heard this from an religious teacher. She said he was buried in a cave of some sort, a tomb of some sort, and the next morning his mother opened it, however, and he was gone apparently. Now, the way I think that happened was his mother did it. His mother took him out and then put him somewhere else to think everyone thought, oh, he actually was a god, and he wasn't, apparently. So that was a huge lie. That's been spread, I think, to a bunch of people believing that. I don't believe it, apparently. Um, I don't believe that stuff. So apparently back to the Christmas stuff at hand. Now I hear Christmas music too early. I get mad. I do. Especially if I'm in like in a shop or whatever, and I'm like thinking it's too early for Christmas music. Why do you have to put them off too early? I get sick of it, and it just makes me hate Christmas music more. Especially if it's not Christmas. But if it was like Christmas, Eve or day, I'd like it more. But really though, I think Christmas should only be celebrated one day a year. I think, instead of 3 days a year, because I think that's mainly it. I mean, we have other days to like put stuff over or whatever. Now, apparently, the thing that started with Christmas and all was one guy dressed up in a green suit, I think it was, not red, green. Now, apparently, he give stuff to special children or whatever, like children with special illnesses and stuff like that. And he was giving stuff to them. And I think he got arrested, I think, for doing that. And apparently that's how all the Santa thing started, because of that one guy delivering, basically giving stuff away, like presents, like getting presents and giving them to these children or whatever. I mean, that's how it started. And apparently, I think it was, like Italian or something like that. I think I can't remember. So apparently that's where that started. So apparently the whole Santa thing is really a joke. To trick youngsters into thinking, oh, he's real when he's not. So apparently it's a big trick because you learn sooner or later that he isn't real. Because there is no magic involved. That's one. And two, most of the time you don't get what you're after. Because, like, say you write out a note or whatever, boom, you get nothing. Basically, it's always the parents or grandparents that get you something, and then as soon as you get your present, you're like, that's not what I asked for. That's another reason. I used to get socks in my presents, however, and I got so sick of the gifts I got. I wasn't grateful for them, and just kept saying no. So apparently, my family thought I was ungrateful for it, because I didn't accept gifts, at all because I didn't like them. So eventually I said to my nana at one point, you know what? I think I'll buy my own, thanks. Wrap them up for Christmas and then open them myself. And then that's it. Never to be seen again. I mean, that's what I do every single year. I just buy my own shit. Then wrap it up and put it in the living room, and then just open it on Christmas Day, and that's about it. That's all I do with them. So that's the reason I don't know. It's just sort of that thing, really. Now, if it was different and Santa did exist, everything would have been different. The wishes would have came true. Well, a lot of wishes. Meaning I probably would have got what I was after, whatever. Meaning, now the couple of ones I actually wished for was a pony or some sort or something to fit in the house. One was basically being rich or something like that. That was one. There was a couple of others I also wished for, which never came true. Apparently, most of those wishes would have came true if he did exist, but he doesn't. So, we're living in a sort of universe that doesn't have magic whatsoever, so none of that exists. So there's that. Uh, so I recently do get sick of one of them is carolers and whatever. That's another one. I get sick of them. Singing apparently. Another thing is Christians standing in the town center, whatever, talking about God. That's another one. I get sick of that. Because I actually start thinking, why don't you just go home and shut the hell up? Apparently, I actually told one time, um, apparently I forgot what he said, but it wasn't nice. um, Apparently it wasn't nice because I said it, and then my nana looked at me with a face, because I said something mean to that Christian or whatever, like something to do with I don't care or something like that. I can't really remember. But it was pretty funny. Because I think one of them was I think was I can't really remember, but I think I said it doesn't exist or something like that, or something similar. I think that was one. And it is pretty funny when you go and tell them all. And you just get shown out in public because of that. So if only uh, if only Christmas was not a repeated thing every single year, because it literally is a repeated thing every single year. You repeat the same thing every year, like being stuck in Groundhog Day, kind of like similar to Groundhog Day, the movie, where you're in a time loop and you have to experience the same day over and over and over again. It's similar. Now with Christmas, it's sort of similar because you every single year you go through this same process of boring. Apparently, it just gets worse every single year because you think, why do I even celebrate Christmas in the first place? Why? What's the point of celebrating it if there's because most basically think, oh, it's to spend time with family, and basically I don't even sit down at the dinner table because I get sick. I used to like it, but not anymore. So most of the time I'm just in my bedroom. As you can see now. I just do absolutely nothing unless I've got something to do, and usually I'm always, well, you know. Um, so apparently the other thing I have to mention is Christmas cards. Like, as I've mentioned before, I hate glitter. I can't stand this stuff. It is toxic, apparently, because number of reasons you can't get rid of it. You can't dump it or anything like that. You can't chuck it away. Um, it's indisposable. Because the main reason for that is you try to chuck it out, ends up in the ocean. The fish could eat it and die, apparently, and that's actually killing the population of animals. It's killing them, which is a bad thing, because most are dying because of that. They eat it, however, and then other people eat it, and then they get ill or die or something like that, which is not a good thing. So that's one, apparently. So it's like, if you open a card and it has glitter in it, you're like, not again. So apparently now every time I have to open a card, I like any card, I have to use gloves because I just can't stand glittered cards. So for every single card, I'd probably have to wear a pair of gloves, and then after that one card, take the gloves off, put another pair on, and go through that same process again until I've checked them. So that's why I can't stand glitter, because there's actually still some glitter in my bedroom from one of my last cards. And it was a birthday card. Apparently, it had glitter on it. Apparently, and it's still in my bedroom. No matter how many times I vacuum the stuff up, it just never disappears. Apparently, it's always there. And the other thing is, glitter's not pretty. It gets stuck to your hand. And it's hard to get it off. Apparently, I always have to use like baby wipes or something like that to get it off. But no matter what, there's always glitter in the house, always. No matter how many times you vacuum the stuff up, like the floor or anything like that, it's still there. Now the funny example is this: if you actually scrub the floor or something like that, you don't get the glitter off. That way. Kind of like, it looks like it does the trick at first, but sooner or later when it dries, you still got that glitter in your room. Like it's still on the floor, or something, or on ornaments or whatever. It's always there. So that's another one I hate. Yeah, mainly just glitter. So apparently it's normally a lot worse with Christmas cards, because you get a lot of them. I used to get a lot of them, during school, whenever I was like, I hate it. And then when it came to like, secondary school, I was like, when I saw a glittery card, I was like, really? Another glitter card? Why? And then they were like, "Don't you like glitter cards?" And I was like, "No, I hate it." And there's a reason to that. I hate it. And I'm like, "Yeah, what happened?" I'm like, one time I went for a sleepover to my cousin's house, and well, her room was covered in glitter. I'm not kidding. It was all over the place. And I was sort of covered in it. And and I was freaking out because I did not like it sticking to my hands or whatever, my face and such. So that's what made me hate glitter a lot, because I couldn't get it off. So apparently, I remember I had to shower all of it off because it wouldn't come off. I know most of it was stuck to my hair because I couldn't get it off. So that was another thing. It's not very nice glitter, apparently. It's horrible. It makes you go through this phase where you just can't get rid of it, no matter how much you try. So that's one, apparently. Yeah, Christmas cards. Try wearing gloves if you like get in with glitter. Because you never know if glitter is actually in the cards, because it could be anything, and well, there you go. So apparently, what I would do instead of spending too many days of Christmas, I would rather celebrate more days of Halloween. Because that would be better for me, because I love Halloween. I can't stand Christmas at all. So apparently I would prefer just putting like stuff up and then call it Hallowmas instead of Christmas. Because then it would have been like a Halloween mess, as in a Halloween Christmas, but without the Christian stuff in it. Which would have been better. So apparently that's why. Another thing is, whenever anyone says Merry Christmas, it basically normally means happy. But me, I'm like, oh God, another Merry Christmas greeting. How am I gonna shrug this one off? Apparently I don't really like to talk about Christmas around anybody. As soon as they're like saying, not that many days until Christmas, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. And I'm like, and then they're like, why? And they go, I don't know, it used to be fun, but now it's not. It's boring. Like, there's just no joy in it anymore. Like, whatever you experienced in the past and believing in Santa Claus as a kid, it's mainly for kids, not adults. As you grow up, you just start to think it's boring. It's not even worth celebrating. Because all you do is it's just presents mainly. That's about it for me. And most of the time, I'm in my bedroom playing on a game or something like that, and that's about it. That's all I do. Stuff like that. I never actually usually go downstairs to the kitchen unless I was hungry. And then when I do get hungry and I am in the downstairs, I see everyone chatting and boxing and talking about stuff. And I'm like, too many people. I mean that's the other thing. I can't stand a bunch of noise in the house, especially if it's coming from like downstairs. Because they chat for ages. I mean ages, like constantly ages. And it just doesn't stop apparently. Um, and then they'll say, you got a Christmas card. I'm like, you open it. And then they're like, why? I don't know, in case there's glitter in it. That's why. That's another one. So apparently, usually, they would say hi, whatever, with Merry Christmas, something like that, and I'm like, and they're like, what's with the face? I'm like, I don't know, I'm just disliking Christmas more and more. Like, something like that, you just start to hate it more and more, because it's a similar thing, happens every single year, uh, so apparently that's what I think of Christmas as of right now. I sort of feel like the Grinch at this point. I think, because it's sort of similar. Like the Grinch starts experiencing Christmas or something like that. Enjoys it, and all of a sudden he starts hating it. I mean, it counts because at some point everyone starts hating Christmas some point in their life. I mean, it wouldn't be everybody. Just most that start to dislike it more and more because there's not that much to it or whatever. Because the thing with Christmas is gifts. Apparently, you have to know what they like. Because if you don't give them what they like researching or something to know what they actually do like, if you don't basically research that and give them something they don't like, they're going to a tantrum, and then that's it. They don't give you that respect, which is what I had to go through as a kid. With my parents. Opened one. It was a pair of socks. I didn't like it. Like underwear or whatever. I was like, nah. So most of the presents, I was like, no, I don't like them. And most of the time, I was like, this is not what I asked for. I'm like, don't you be ungrateful? I'm like, yes. So apparently that's was like that. Apparently most of the time. And that's why years later I decided I'll just get my stuff myself. And she said to me at one point, "Give me the money, I'll buy my own stuff." And she did. Apparently, because she knows I'm grateful for the gifts I got, so I was happier that way because at least I get my own stuff. Just wrap them up or whatever, and that's it. I mean, for this year, apparently, I've got around one parcel wrapped at the moment. Now there is another one that's well will be arriving. But that will be by mate that's sending it. When he gets it basically gets it ordered and whatever, and then sent to the house apparently. There's that one. And then my mum's friend has one as well, which he told me to pick and send the link to it, which I did. So apparently the always look up what I like, which is good. Because knowing what you like actually makes you a lot happier. So there's that. Apparently. so apparently there is a couple of Christmas videos for Christmas. Apparently for content. Apparently I think it's around 4 or 3. I'm not sure. One of them is more of a swearing one, I think. It is definitely worth to watch because it's funny. Like really funny. And then there's like one to do with like Christmas Sonic in the back apparently, whatever. I mean, just for content, whatever, and that's about it. But they're coming out actually on Christmas Day. Apparently able to watch it on Christmas Day. So there's that. This is why I don't release Christmas stuff too early, or because I get sick of it. Especially like listening to Christmas stuff too early, that gets on my nerves too. So even though I might not get cards, I just sometimes leave them aside or whatever like that. Like writing them, give them to somebody, and I'm like, okay, over and done with. I don't have to do that again until the next year. And I'm like thinking, at least I don't have glitter on them because glitter on cards is a big no-no apparently. Now the type of cards I hate is the one with Santa on it. Apparently I can't stand the Santa ones because I don't believe in Santa anymore. That's the type I hate. Now, apparently the type of cards I do have at the moment is a dog one, which, because I like dogs, and then I have one of horses, because I like horses. So there's that one as well. So, apparently, that's all the things I think about Christmas at the moment, and yeah.